running through them like Pyrex. Glock 9, 230s right by the Pyrex. And a 25 strap with my thigh at. They ain't teach us about credit, nah, that ain't how we grew up. Or how the original.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dale. Today I'm going to give an extensive. Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dale. Today I'm going to give an extensive breakdown on fifth dimensional consciousness and how it's synonymous to the movie They Live. So, with all that being said, what you got to understand is that the personification of fifth dimensional consciousness is predicated upon you being able to activate your metaphysical abilities due to planetary ascension. Now, we have these neurological elements within inside our brain, which is called neuromelanin, that activates the bathyry gland, which comes from the word bara, and bara, which means a new beginning, meaning that it's synonymous to a new space and time, which is the fifth dimension. So as we're going through this metamorphic process on the planet through a planetary shift, you will reap the benefits of these spiritual metaphysical powers such as psychometry, clairvoyance, intuition, telepathy, kinetic ability. And if you're really in alignment with the universe, you'll reap the benefits of levitation. So that's also synonymous to the fact that, when you understand all these superheroes and these Marvel movies, these DC movies, the great majority of these superheroes, they pull their energy and their power source from the sun, because the sun is a cymatic frequency of magnetism, which represents the original God body, which is the 666, the alchemical elements that makes up the carbonated body. So what you got to understand is that carbon is basically the foundation to activate the neuromelanin inside your brain, which is basically compatible to the 34th ventricle of the brain that's activated by the pituitary gland and the ancestral gland, which is the Akashic records, to where you can remember certain things in your past life and acclimate it to your spiritual atonement in the third dimension. Now, you also got to understand that neuromelanin is basically the foundation of a melanocyte. And these melanocytes are basically activated and activates the pineal gland. And the pineal gland gives you the power to see beyond anything in the third dimension. So what you got to understand is that as far as like eugenics and things of that nature, eugenics, they extract these melanocytes from black bodies and they use it for inanimate objects to increase their power from a technological standpoint. For instance, like you got sunglasses. Sunglasses is made of black synthetic matter. Black synthetic matter ain't nothing but a nuclide melanocyte that you extracted out of a melanocyte. So they put those biochemical elements inside glasses as well. So what I'm going to show you, this is a movie clip from a movie called They Live in the 1980s. And they had a guy named Roddy Rod Piper. Roddy Rod Piper is basically the star character in the movie. And he puts on these metaphysical glasses, right? And once he puts on these metaphysical glasses, he can see beyond the contrived vetted simulation of reality, which is the matrix. He can see beyond everything in the third dimension. So he basically activates his spiritual eye and his spiritual atonement. So that's why I said, that's why this movie is conducive to fifth dimensional consciousness, because the sun in itself creates, vibration, frequency, and magnetism, and it's going to unravel that junk DNA that's been stagnant inside your molecular structure all along. So what you got to understand is when you watch this video, when he puts on these sunglasses, that is basically symbolic to the fact that he's opened up his pineal gland, because black synthetic matter comes from melanin. So I'm gonna show you the movie clip right now. See, he got on the sunglasses. So, right, that's one of the clips right there. So when you see, the foundation of that image right there, from that perspective, that shows you that, you know, there's a difference between people who are indoctrinated, and there's a difference between people who can see beyond the polarities of the third dimension, because everything as far as a polarity that deals with a dualistic principle, polarities is predicated upon illusions, right? So when you can see beyond polarity, that puts you in alignment with reality, because reality can be compromised. Reality is a state. You can compromise truth and lies because the truth of the system is actually the lie. So when he puts on the metaphysical shades, like he said, this advertisement that he sees on the billboard right here is basically the foundation of compliance, to obey the system. So I'm gonna keep going with the video though. See, that also coincides with sexual gratification. Now you can see why they want to make, you know, the great majority of everybody in the system to be over sexualized and hypersexual, because hypersexuality puts you out of alignment with your spiritual powers, because that's why they deal with the law of reversal. When you look at the color spectrum of the LGBT flag, it's a reverse of frequency, because Luciferians deal with the law of reversal, right? So they put the root chakra at the top and the crown chakra at the bottom, meaning that they want all your consciousness to go to your sexual desires. So that's basically what it's talking about right here, how this advertisement is basically infiltrating your subconscious mind to be sexually deviant and things of that nature. Now, as far as consumerism, we all know, as far as Black people, we only own 3% of the world's wealth because we are the biggest consumers. Anytime you ain't got shit, you know what I'm saying, you're going to try to reap the benefits and compensate for the lack thereof by buying intrinsic materialistic possessions that don't have any value. So you're going to buy all types of shit, you know what I'm saying, to make yourself feel good, because like I told you, this system supplicates your emotions and transmutes them over to weaknesses. So with him seeing beyond the polarity of you know, consumerism, by putting on those metaphysical shades, he can see the truth. See, this is the matrix. So when motherfuckers is out here talking about you crazy, man, you is not crazy. You know what I'm saying? You just see things from a different perspective. But like I said, you got certain people who are so indoctrinated that they can't see beyond the matrix, right? So since they can't see beyond the matrix, that's because they've been acclimated to a system that keeps them in a state of mental and physical subjugation. So if you, when you're in a state of mental and physical subjugation, that is basically a clear indication that you could be a computer generated soul and spirit that's being reincarnated back on this planet to basically distract the ones who can see beyond the third dimension. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you can tell a motherfucker, hey, they doing all types of stuff right here. You know, the government is doing this, and they trying to weaponize everything, you know, in the system and use it against humanity. You can show a motherfucker the truth all you want, but a lot of it is not going to apply, because like I said, it's not meant for them to see. It's not meant for them to understand what's going on the planet, because these people are part of this the vetted simulation of reality. You want your ass to be fast asleep. Look at that shit. So when they want you, you know what I'm saying, to be fast asleep in the system, you know what I'm saying, you also got to understand that everything in the system, as far as, you know, from a technological standpoint, as far, you know, living on the electrical grid, that electrical grid is basically that keeps you in a state of a sleeping slumber, which you call the spell of Kingu, the curse of Leviathan. That curse is predicated upon you, you know what I'm saying, not seeing beyond the polarities of the planet to where you're bound on a frequency of technology, because technology is what keeps you bound on a submental state of consciousness. So as the planet is going through a planetary shift, you know, you can't apply three-dimensional consciousness to fifth-dimensional consciousness. It will never work, because the fifth dimension sees beyond polarity. It only deals with logic, pragmatic, rationalism. So now I'm going to show you another video for all y'all niggas that took the jab. You know, this is your, you know, this is your fate. This is what's going to happen, because like I told you, the problems that you're seeing with Facebook right now and Instagram, they're going through since, you know, we in retrograde right now, we in Mercury retrograde. So all the time we have a lot of technological issues due to planetary ascension. Because like I said, as we ascend into the higher dimensions, the electrical grid is going to be knocked out. And the microscopic nanotechnology that you have within your molecular structure is basically, you know, once it becomes a part of your anatomy, soon as the electrical grid cuts out, so will you. You will basically die along with the system. So I'm going to show you this video, and it's going to show you people, you know, dropping dead by the numbers. Now, let me reiterate the fact that, you know, the moon in itself, the moon is a artificial construct that deals with, that's basically the foundation of a direct energy weapon. So because that system, that moon, the biosphere of the moon, that dark side energy of the moon is operated by a binary code system. And that binary code system activates everything in the third dimension, right? Because it gives you the illusion of physical matter through subatomic particles, through the extraction of the sacred geometry of Saturn, the hexahedron cube at the top. So when you in this reality, you know what I'm saying, the technology is what, you know, creates the illusion. So when they give you these jabs, right? So when the electrical grid cuts out, because like I told you, as we send into the higher dimensions, you're going to enter, you know, the 19th galaxy in the fifth dimension, which is planet Risk, planet Nibiru. So those three, you know, suns, because Nibiru operates on a tri-solar system, and that tri-solar system is basically going to create a piezoelectric frequency to the point it's going to, you know, destroy the whole electrical grid, to where it's going to compromise your neurological chemistry, and it's going to compromise your biological chemistry. So a lot of you are going to be dropping dead because you got the technology that's connected to the Saturn moon matrix. Now, what you got to understand is that, you know, this system deals with chaos magic. chaos magic is the foundation of Gnosticism. That's what Luciferians do. They have to tell, it's universal law that they have to tell you the truth. So they put the truth in movies, they put the truth in the commercials, they put the truth in books, they put the truth in cartoons, because they want you to have the infringe upon your free will. You see what I'm saying? Because if you consent to tyranny, if you consent to enslavement, you know what I'm saying, that means they gives them validity to the fact they can do what the fuck they want to do if they show it to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you always have a choice. You always have a choice. But you know what I'm saying, you have to have the mental fortitude and the spiritual eye to see beyond that shit. So with all that shit being said, thanks for watching this video. Share this video, get this video out there. And I really made this video because I wanted to see, you know, this is my first time being able to screen share. So get this video out there, man. We trying to wake the people up, you know what I'm saying? Because shit getting real out here, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, fifth dimensional consciousness that cannot be applied on the third dimensional frequency. So I'm on Facebook. My name is Brido Rice. That's if they get Facebook back up and running. Follow me on Instagram, BDel1014. I don't have a Twitter right now because Twitter, they banned me from, I can't get on no more. You know what I'm saying? They banned me. Every time I make a new account, I get banned. They suspend me. So get this video out there, share it, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.